Welcome to Season 3, Episode 20 of Angela Watson's Truth for Teachers. I'm your host, Angela Watson, and I'm here to speak life, encouragement, and truth into the minds and hearts of educators and get you energized for the week ahead. Today, I'm going to share 6 steps to making this your best, most productive summer ever. Visit truthforteachers.com to get the transcript, links to recommended resources, and to share your thoughts on the show. So it's hard for me to believe we are at the end of Season 3 of Truth for Teachers already. I thought about extending the season a little bit more, a little further into May, but I wanted to wrap up on a nice round number, so Episode 20 it is. And honestly, I need a break. I chose the format of the show very intentionally. I wanted a schedule that I knew would be sustainable long term so that I wouldn't burn out. So I'm going to take my break. Season 4 is going to be back the first week of August. We're going to have a brand new logo, brand new theme song, and I'm going to take the summer to focus on some other ventures. I'm running 2 online book clubs for teachers this summer. One is in June and one begins in mid-July. If you go to the cornerstoneforteachers.com/summer events, you can see more details about both of these. The book club that's in June is for Christian teachers. We're going to be reading my book, Awakened, Change Your Mindset to Transform Your Teaching. And we'll be completing the accompanying devotional study guide, which is designed to help Christians examine the biblical principles behind the mindset strategies that I shared in Awakened. Now, this is the 5th summer in a row that I'm doing this, and some teachers come back and participate every year. It's really amazing, and I'm really looking forward to this. And then in July, I'm going to run the online book club for Unshakable, 20 ways to enjoy teaching every day, no matter what. Now, in case you're wondering, Unshakable doesn't have any religious content. This study is for every teacher, and it's going to be a 20-day study in which we explore 20 ways to enjoy teaching more. Now, this is a very active book club. There's, I think, more than 3,000 teachers in there already. And it's a lot of fun to see all the different ideas and strategies that teachers from around the world share in there. So again, if you want to join either one of these, the details and the link to the Facebook groups are at thecornerstoneforteachers.com/summer events. If you go to my website, you will see summer events up in the navigation menu, so you can just click right from there. Now, if you've joined my book clubs in the past, you'll find that this year things are going to be a little bit different. I'm turning the day-to-day stuff almost entirely over to my co-moderators, and I'm going to pop in once a week using Facebook Live to answer questions. So book club members are going to be able to see a live streaming video of me where they can ask questions about the book or on any topic that we want to talk about. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot more efficient for me, and I think it's going to be a lot more personal than just having me come into the group every now and then and type responses in the comments. In between these 2 book clubs, I have an even bigger project, and that is opening the 40-hour Teacher Workweek Club up to new members. The club is sort of like an online course in that there's a set beginning and ending date. So to avoid having people join in the middle and just get totally confused, the enrollment period is just twice a year. It's January and July. So the open enrollment period this summer is going to be June 26th to July 6th. And now we're going to have a brand new custom-built membership platform from the club, and it's going to make it super easy for members to find and navigate all the content. So I'm really excited to unveil that. When I opened up the club to new members this past January, we had literally thousands of teachers signing up at once. So I have no idea what to expect this summer. But I'm clearing my calendar regardless because I want to be 100% focused on answering new members' questions and making sure that everyone is settling into the club and feeling welcomed. Now, there's actually one more big thing that I'm doing online this summer. On June 26th, I'm going to be doing my first live masterclass, which I am super excited about and also mildly terrified. It's called 5 Summer Secrets for a Stress-Free Fall. And in this week's podcast episode, you're going to get kind of a sneak peek at the introduction to this masterclass. So if you like what you hear today and you find it useful, definitely sign up for this free live masterclass on June 26th. I'm going to teach via video for about 45 minutes on what you can do now to plan more efficiently and effectively and feel more prepared and less stressed when school starts back up again. So you'll be able to sign up for that in mid-June most likely. But if you want to be notified when the free live masterclass is happening, just enter your email address at bit.ly/40hourclubinfo, and you'll be the first to know when the masterclass is open for registration. bit.ly/40hourclubinfo, or just go to my blog and you'll find the blog post for this podcast episode, and you can find the link there too. So, this is a lot that I'm doing this summer, and that's on top of presenting at a conference and taking a family vacation and just doing all the other 90 million things that come with running your own business. So how do I manage all of this? How do I plan it all? How do I pace it all out so I don't get overwhelmed? The answer is pretty straightforward. I have a really clear vision for my life and for my work. And I have a plan for how I align my day-to-day choices with that vision. And in this final episode of the podcast season, I want to help you figure out your vision and get your life in alignment too. Now, no matter how you plan to use your summer break, chances are good that you never seem to get as much downtime and rest as you'd hoped. But you also only get partially through your long list of household tasks that didn't get done during the school year. So let's figure out how to ensure that this summer you have clear, meaningful goals and you have a realistic plan for achieving them. See which of these productivity stealers sounds familiar to you. Maybe you have an unrealistic perception of how much you can realistically accomplish in a few short weeks. Maybe the less structured daily schedule leads to lots of breaks and diversions that steal time away from you without you realizing it. Maybe you're so exhausted that just recuperating from the school year leaves you with hardly any energy and you just can't get the things done that you wanted to. Maybe you're stuck doing things that really aren't moving your life forward in the direction you want, but they're urgent and you feel obligated, and so you don't follow through on your own priorities. Or maybe you just have many tasks that are relegated to summer break that are unpleasant and you just don't want to use your vacation time. You just don't want to do them over your summer, so you just keep procrastinating over and over again. No matter what the issue is, they can all be solved by having a clear vision and plan for the way you want to use your summer. And the best part is, you can get your vision and plan together in about a half an hour to 45 minutes. Here are the 6 steps to making it happen. The first is to create your end of summer vision. What do you want your life to look like when summer's over? I want you to write down your answer to this question. Be realistic about how much you can accomplish in a few short weeks, and consider your current energy levels. Consider your current commitments too. Remember that it's always better to underplan and to feel good about achieving above and beyond your goal than it is to overplan and feel like you weren't successful even though you worked really hard. Here are some ideas for end of summer visions that might be realistic for you. You might want to have 3 times a week exercise routines in place so that you'll have more energy and be in better shape this fall. You might want to have meal prep routines in place so that your school night dinners are less hectic. Or maybe easy to maintain organizational systems at home so that you have less tidying up to do each day. Maybe you want to have all your family wellness checkups complete so that you have fewer appointments to do after school in the afternoons. Or maybe you want your first quarter lesson plans all sketched out so that your fall workload is lightened. Or maybe you want lots of great memories with the people you love so that you feel more comfortable devoting long hours to schoolwork in August and September. Pick as many or as few things as you like, but be realistic. Focus on the things that are going to make the biggest impact on your stress level and your workload in the fall. Think about this vision very carefully. What do you want your life to look like when summer's over? That's step 1. Now, step 2 is to figure out your priorities. Rather than creating this mile-long to-do list of things that you want to accomplish this summer, section off your list by high, medium, and low priorities. The highest priority goals are things which will make your end of summer vision a reality. Add in other things that you have planned or other things that you'd like to do in the lower priority sections. And you can continue to add to this list whenever you think of new things throughout the summer. So first, create that end of summer vision and then figure out your priorities. Third step, Write non-negotiable dates on your calendar so you can see at a glance when your busy times are. Any trips or appointments or other set-in-stone events should be written on your calendar. And this will prevent you from realizing on the last day of summer break that you never got around to something that's very important. It will also keep you from being overwhelmed because you scheduled too many time-consuming tasks too close together. When you have it on a calendar, you can see when those busy times are, when do you have lulls, when is a good time to plug in other activities, because it's all there right on one page for you. The calendar will also help you ensure that you have time for rest and relaxation in between your most demanding and productive days. So write those non-negotiable dates on your calendar, get a look at when you're going to be busy, when you're going to be a little bit less busy, and then that will help you move on to step 4. Step 4 is to choose a theme or a focus for each week of the summer and base that on your highest summer priorities. Now, if you're already taking a trip to visit your extended family, let's say July 12th to 15th, why not just take that whole week off and make it a family time? That can be your focus for the week, taking a true break from work and just enjoying time with your family and creating memories together. If you have a doctor's appointment on July 27th and you have the garage door replacement scheduled for July 28th, why not make your focus for that week on appointments and repairs? And you can schedule all the other similar tasks in that same time period. You see, you can have more than one focus each week if needed. The idea is just to batch similar tasks. And that way you can get yourself in the appropriate mindset and you can focus on those tasks without feeling pulled in too many different directions. Now, this step 4 is the last step that you will need to do for right now. Once you have this done, once you've created your end of summer vision, once you've figured out your priorities, once you have your non-negotiable dates on your calendar, and once you've chosen a theme or a focus for each week, you can relax because now you know that the most important things will get done this summer and everything is going to happen at a manageable pace so you don't get overwhelmed. So once that's done, all you have to do now is at the start of each week, look at your focus and create a to-do list. So if your focus for an upcoming week is back to school prep, break that large project down into actionable steps. Decide what you're going to do each day so that you're working at a manageable pace and you're not taking on too many challenging things at once. Write those tasks in your to-do list for the week so they're scheduled into specific slots for the day. So you want to know, what are you doing in the morning? What are you doing in the afternoon? What are you doing in the evening? Some people like to actually schedule hour by hour. I find that just kind of makes me anxious. So I just like to have a little bit of freedom, a little bit of choice. So I'll just schedule a couple things for each block in the day. Schedule things in to make sure that you know when they're going to get done and you can hold yourself accountable for that. Be sure to pull from your list of summer priorities to make sure you're moving yourself toward your end of summer vision. And don't overschedule. You want to leave margin so that you don't get stressed out when unexpected things crop up. The final step is to allow your weekly to-do list to determine how you use the bulk of your time. When you wake up in the morning, look at your to-do list and see what you have planned for the morning, afternoon, and evening. Be flexible as your priorities shift and as other things come up, but make sure you're doing those high priority items. You can cross out anything that doesn't get done and just move it to the next day's list. There's really no problem with that whatsoever, as long as you're getting through the majority of your tasks and as long as you're staying on track with your overall pacing. Your end of summer vision is what's going to guide the way for you. At least every other week, go back and look at that. Make sure it's aligned with how you're spending your time on a daily basis. If you are regularly making progress towards creating the life that you want to have when school begins again, you can feel good about each and every day, even if you don't get through your whole list, even if you don't do everything that you wanted to, even if a task that you thought was going to take 1 hour took 5. If you know that you are making progress toward creating that life you want to have when school starts, you can feel satisfied. You can relax. You can enjoy your evening afterwards. Move things over to the next day's list as needed. Just keep making that forward progress. Now, if this process seems overwhelming or just awfully rigid for a summer break, I assure you it is much simpler than it sounds. And it will actually give you more freedom and the ability to be more spontaneous because you'll have the peace of knowing that your most important priorities have scheduled time allotted to them. I complete this process myself 4 times a year to plan for the upcoming season. It generally takes me about 30 to 45 minutes to create my vision, my list of priorities, and my calendar with the theme for each week. And from a productivity standpoint, this is by far the most important 45-minute block of time for me in the entire season. This system is what helps me ensure that the way I use my time is aligned with how I want my life to be and what's most important to me. It keeps me from spending time each day wondering what I should be doing or worrying if I'm on track or not, if I'm going to meet my long-term goals. It prevents me from wasting time on things that really aren't that important to me. And it motivates me to push past procrastination and to do the things that I don't feel like doing because I know the vision that that task is helping me accomplish. I know that if I don't keep to my approximate schedule, it's going to throw off all the other focuses for each week this summer. And it might take me much longer to reach my end of summer vision. That could possibly interfere with the next set of goals that I have for my end of fall vision. Because my vision is so important to me, it's what I want my life to really look like in a few weeks or a few months from now, I don't want to delay my goals. My vision is what motivates me to show up and to face that to-do list every day, even when I'm feeling lazy or tired. It's what gives me a sense of satisfaction, even when I have to do menial or tedious tasks. Now, if you want ready-to-use forms and checklists, calendars, to-do lists, all these types of materials that will help you maximize your summer and complete this kind of visioning and planning each season, you want to be a part of the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek Club. What I shared here with you today is just part of 1 week's worth of material for the club. And every Saturday, members get other tips and tricks and daily hacks to help them take their weekends back. It's a lot of fun, and it is truly life-changing for those who are willing to show up and do the work. Now remember, you can't join yet. You have to wait until June 26th. That's when we start accepting new members for a July start. But what you can do now is get on the list to be notified when the club is open and get notified when you can sign up for that free live masterclass that's happening on June 26th as well. So just go to bit.ly/40hourclubinfo and you won't miss out on a thing. If you're listening to this podcast episode later on in the summer after that July 6th date, that's okay. Go ahead and get on that email list too. I'll let you know when the club is open again to new members the next time, which will be right at the end of December for our January start. Now, I want to leave you with a motivational quote for the summer that I call the takeaway truth. And it's actually the motto of the 40-Hour Teacher Workweek Club. It's very simple. Small changes add up to big results. Never write off any block of time because you think it's too small to get something meaningful done. Don't assume that you have to dedicate hours and hours to organizing your house or preparing your lesson plans in order to notice a change. Small changes really do add up to big results. You just create small daily habits that cumulatively change your life. You make a good choice here in this moment and another one in the next moment, and just stack those good habits, those small positive changes right on top of each other. And you'll be able to take a step back even sooner than you think and realize you've moved yourself closer and closer to creating the life that you want. So thanks for listening to this season of the podcast. Have a fantastic end of school year and a super productive summer. You can do this. And remember, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be worth it. Truth for Teachers is a proud member of the Education Podcast Network. Podcasts for educators, podcasts by educators. For more great podcast recommendations, go to edupodcastnetwork.com. That's edupodcastnetwork.com.